shop in just a few minutes, or actually we've already been out to the shop to get the golf cart. But right now we're gonna ride down to the mailbox. There's, what? You talking to him? Say hey. Hey guys.
Drive. Keep your hand on the wheel.
But anyway, we're gonna ride to the mailbox and then we'll get back in the shop and get started. Pretty much all we've got left to do is nuts and bolts, just to make sure everything is tight, right? And then gotta move the car out of the way, clean the shop up a little bit so you have some working room.
Tidy everything up.
Yeah, I tried to start doing that the other day, but may not have done it.
Of course.
Yeah, but
everybody that's followed our channel for a while now knows that when the temperature starts changing, our shop starts sweating, and it's super humid here right now. So there's supposed to be storms rolling in. I mean, as you can see, I'm in shorts, and it feels great.
I wore a short sleeve shirt and I'm a little bit chilly.
It feels great to me, but unfortunately that means there's storms coming, and they're supposed to be severe. So I don't know what I'll get done if I go in there and everything's soaking wet and just nasty. I don't know if I'll mess with anything, to be honest with you.
Hold on, we're gonna check the mail. Anyway, check the mail there. We were waiting on a package for Maggie. But we have talked about it before, doing like almost like an intro, kind of letting you guys see where Brad started, in the shop that he started, and just kind of show you around that shop and just really show you what led up to where we are today. Granted, we are still a very small team. We're still a nobody team, but we're working on changing that, of course. But if you've seen where he came from, Brad, how did you do the first year you raised?
How did I do it?
Yeah, how did you do? Like, how was your finishes, and what kind of car were you driving?
DNFs.
Yeah, was that the year that you broke the car in half? Oh, it was the next year maybe?
I started in my dad's old car.
Oh.
But I saved up my lunch money. He'd give me lunch money. $5 a day to go to school and eat lunch, and instead of eating lunch I would take bologna sandwiches and save my $5, and that's how I paid Wendell to build my very first motor. Well, he didn't build it, he'd done all the machine work on it, but and then we built it. But that was how I got my first.
You know, it'd be a really good thing to kind of show them around the barn just a little bit.
Let me see this. Now this is my idea, guys, so y'all comment down below and let us know what you think about this. One thing right here, I don't know if you can see it, it's all growed up, but that is an old Monte Carlo frame, and I took some 2x2 square tubing and basically built me a frame of a body to build it kind of like just old rat rod, really, and pushed it off into the weeds over here in the barn. And my uncle's 50 Ford there, it's in pretty rough shape. It needs a lot of work, but you know, barring one day, you know, and I can get it out of the weeds, maybe we can do something with it. But I want to get back to working on the rat rod. Somebody over here don't want me to because it's more money, but
I would love to be able to, but working on a rat rod and working on a race car and all that is not really very doable because all of it's so expensive. You choose one.
What do y'all want? Y'all want racing or y'all want rat rods? Or both? Make sure you can comment down below and let me be on my team.
What's your team?
Both.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't care what team they're on, it ain't gonna be both. We can afford both. We barely afford racing.
Well, if the videos get shared and we get more subscribers, then we might can do both.
Well, I mean, now that's very possible.
And more comments, we generate more ad revenue.
Yeah, yeah. He's telling you to help him out because otherwise he's gonna be working on a race car and that's it, and we're gonna be struggling to work on that.
Right here, this is something. You know, my dad got tired of working on go-karts when I was younger. So one year, my mom was what's it called? PTA? Something in the PTA in elementary school.
PTO.
that's paid time off. PTA is Parent Teacher Association.
I don't think, is it PTA? Yes. I don't remember. Anyway,
she was over the Harvest Festival one year at the school, and my dad thought it was a good idea to take an old Chevy Caprice, paint half of it Alabama, half of it Auburn, and you paid like $3 or so to get to hit it with a sledgehammer, whichever side you wanted to. And it made a killing that year, really. I mean, it was a good idea. So he took the body of it off and hauled it to the scrap yard and cut the frame down to a really short wheelbase. I don't think it's got like a 90-inch wheelbase. It's short, but got a 305 automatic transmission, and of course it had some hooker headers on it when I was riding it around as a go-kart. But that was my go-kart growing up.
What's that car over there?
Which one?
That one over there.
The car or the?
I mean, what's the history behind this one, period? I mean, I know it's not a full car.
That's Cooper's race car. Remember when Cooper was a little baby, he always said that was his race car?
Yeah.
No, the door was...
I'm gonna get out and go over here so we can show you guys.
Yeah, go show it and then I'll talk.
So this is what we're talking about. It's got just some sides laid on it. And then you can see it's not a whole chassis, it's just kind of random bars. Then here's the other side over there. Some kind of roof on it. I don't know what that is. We'll see what he says.
So the yellow body there was the first late model I had. And it was a Dirty White Boys version of a Masterbuilt. And I bought that car with no motor in it. And it was a fairly rough car. It was a good learner car. You know, it was a good car somebody that didn't have no experience in a late model needed. So I got it and ran it, and ran it at Fort Payne, and by the end of the year the frame rails started going this way, and then they'd go this way, and then they'd come back this way. So at the end of the year I cut the front clip of it off. What? Yeah. I cut the front clip off and put a Camaro snout and turned it into what we called a hobby car at the time, or a thunder car, I guess. Basically, it was a Camaro snout with 3-link rear suspension.
She's waving at something.
What are you doing? But the roll cage, I can't remember where we got that roll cage from. I think we bought it from the sale in Birmingham. It was a left-hander chassis. I don't know if it was a left-hander or what. It might have been a Port City car. We gave $60 for the chassis. And it was just an old chassis. And I was...
As you can tell, they just buy junk just to have a junkyard. I don't really know why they have it.
It was $60. Now,
$60 for it to hang out in the backyard. Perfect idea.
Well, no, we was going to build it into a race car, into a street stock, what they called hobby cars at the time, and it had to be full-blown factory chassis, but you could have racing parts all over it, and it had to have factory steel body. But it never made it. Which, once we got to cutting on it, that's some real thin wall tubing, and it was rusted and just wasn't really safe, so we never used it. I mean, it was $60, but you know, anytime we need a bar for like a bumper or a repair or something, you know, them bars work good, but I wouldn't use them as a structural bar. They're just not safe no more.
Right. And we've kind of got race car parts everywhere. Walk over here and show you guys this. This is the nose. And I don't really remember what that is. Oh, I remember what that is. It's Nugent Body Shop there on the filler panel. And this was our nose from 2013, 12 or 13. That was one of our ugliest cars we've ever had. But that was the nose off of that one. We're gonna go see what else we can find. You ready to go ride, baby girl? All right, let's go ride.
We gotta avoid the sticks. Anybody knows a good putwood crew? We need some putwood cut.
A lot of it.
Yeah. We need to get this cleaned back up.
I think Maggie's between you. There's another nose right there.
There's something else sitting there too.
What?
Let's see how many people can point it out.
I seen what it was. I didn't see.
I won't tell nobody what it is. Let's see how many people can figure out what it was.
Yeah. Right by the nose.
So that that clip car I was talking about that needed a Camaro snout, right there's what's left of the Camaro. You know, obviously the car was all rusted up, and
I mean, get out of these thick trees. Right there, that is. And I'll walk right around here so I can show you guys just a little bit. There's thorns everywhere. I want to get in a thorn bush, and I don't want to get bit by a snake, which I don't think it's snake season, but whatever. So there's that. Clearly, like it's upside down. All right, let's go back over here and talk to him. Sorry, I had to go ravaging to get that.
so when we bought that car, all the floor pans, quarter panels, I mean, it was gone. Somebody knocked the windows out of it and just let it sit out in the field with the carpets and all that in it. So I mean, it wasn't worth restoring or nothing. So we cut the floor pans out of it, and got the snout out from under the front end and turned it into a clip car. And that's where that clip came from. Hey, that left-hander chassis or Port City chassis, whatever it is, there's the frame rail. See, we don't throw nothing away.
There's those right there. There's a good demolition derby car.
Oh, I forgot about that coming up.
Yeah.
Talladega is supposed to be having a demolition derby this year, and if what world is that? Oh, the Allsall. Oh, he got the Allsall working, by the way.
It got too hot.
Apparently Milwaukee's got a safety feature where when they get too hot, they cut off. So it's a good thing.
No, that sounds like a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's a chainsaw. But anyways, Talladega's having a demolition derby this year, sometime throughout the year, and people that don't know, I don't guess my dad's ever told this story in any of our live videos, but he used to do demolition derbies at Green Valley all the time, and I was surprised that he didn't see that the other day when they posted it. And that's an old Nova right there. One of the old Novas that
Jackson's coming to find us.
I'm not sure what they done. You know, that was my dad and my uncle's doing right there, so that was before my time. I don't know. That car's been there. I'm 31, so I know it's been there for 27 years at least. Not sure why that car's there or what it was, but you know, there wasn't nothing left of it because I've looked at pulling it out before. Matter of fact, there is the yellow frame rail off that dirty white boy chassis. That Monte Carlo had a 305 in it that had like 200 and something thousand miles on it. And I pulled that 305 out of it after I bought that yellow car. Put the 305 in it and went and practiced with it. And it made about 4 good laps until it turned loose like you ain't never seen one turn loose. 200 something thousand miles on a factory 305. It didn't like turning 7 grand. So anyways, that's the Camaro. And for the ones who is wondering where the boat went that my dad bought this past summer, it's kind of piled up in her.
I mean, there are some tracks that do boat races where you carry a boat behind.
Yeah.
There's a good boat for that.
Yep.
Old van that don't run. TVs, you know. We got all kinds of fun stuff down here, don't we?
And the pond. Let's go down here and see what the pond looks like. I bet it's full after that rain.
Oh, I bet it is too.
It's supposed to be. Oh.
There's our pond. It needs to be cleaned up, but we need to clean up a lot out here. Every bit of this out here is our land, but it's all grown up.
I don't know if you can hear it. Maybe you can hear it if you're quiet. Be quiet.
Ow! It got me.
You ain't gonna hear it with that. You hear the creek down there? The creek is rolling.
Yeah, the creek is right over there. We'll have to show you guys that one day, but we're currently in the golf cart. It wouldn't make it up and down that hill.
The creek's right over there, and then on the other side of the creek's the train tracks. So, you know, growing up, that was the black Ford pickup truck that was behind the shop. You know, when I was Maggie's age and growing up, me and Granddaddy and little Granny, we'd get up before sunrise and drive that truck down here and sit and watch the train go by every morning. And then we'd go around and check all of Granddaddy's rabbit traps and see if he caught any rabbits.
Back when it wasn't all grown up. You can barely get a four-wheeler up and down these. Well, right there is really still not grown up real bad. It's just right on the other side of the pond over there, which I'm sure we'll make our way over there. Over there is extremely grown up.
I remember when I was growing up, you know, Granddaddy used to take that old Massey Ferguson. He'd back it off right here. And he'd back it down there in the pond with a bush hog. And he'd turn that bush hog on and he'd have that throttle on that tractor just as fast as it'd go. Just trying to aerate the pond. And it scared the crap out of me. You know, I was 4 or 5 years old and I was on there with him because I hadn't started school yet. So later on, one of the well pumps at the house, he ran some black piping all the way down here and had like a, well, I'll show you where it come out at in just a second. He had like a paddle wheel that he built out of wood, and that well water would run out through a trough almost like a grist mill sort of and hit that paddle wheel, and that's how he aerated it later on. Pretty cool. I never thought about that stuff growing up, but
what is going on, girlfriend? You ready to go? Go?
All right, let's go.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go. Ready to go?
She runs the show around here, clearly.
Uh-oh. We better hurry up and get back to the shop.
Huh?
We're losing power.
No, we ain't. It's just going down up a hill.
No, we're losing power.
It's a little bit fuller than it was the other day. All kind of junk in it. It needs to be cleaned out.
There's still fish in there.
Yeah, there is still fish.
Not as many as I used to be, but.
Well, we used to like right out through. Hold on, right out through there. Me and Brad used to ride four-wheelers, and it wasn't bad at all.
You see that black pipe right there?
No.
That black pipe.
Let me show him. Get up a little bit closer. Right there.
So we got 2 wells at the house, and he would turn them wells on, and that water would go all the way from the house down here. It'd run out there to a paddle wheel that he had built to aerate, keep the pond aerated, and keep it cleaned out and everything. And
she's doing like you're doing.
But anyways, that's
our well don't really have any water in it anymore, does it? Or it don't have much?
It's got water, we just don't use it. Alright, you ready to go 4-wheel driving?
Oh, well, I don't want to be killed by a limb right here.
Here we go.
Let's go. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, Maggie. Oh gosh. I done.
But one of the craziest things, and I think it's crazy, is like back there where I was showing Granddad used to aerate the pond with a tractor. You used to could stand right there and look up there and be able to see the house just as plain as day. There was no, all this was field. This was a potato field.
I mean, even when I first, I mean, we've been together 10 years, so even when I first got here 10 years ago, you could still see a good bit. I mean, you couldn't see everything because you did have some little trees.
It's crazy how field pines, you know, they take over real quick. And
that's all we've got is field pines.
Yeah, so I'd like to get it cleaned back up. Of course, you got to get a tractor before you can get it cleaned up, because it ain't no sense in getting it cleaned up and not have a tractor to keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the old Ford that I was talking about. And there's my first sheet metal brake. That's old hydraulic press that I took a let's see, that was a Harbor Freight, like a sheet metal bender, just the cheapest one you could buy. It was like a 24-inch one, and I cut the top and the bottom apart and made it into a, I think that's, is that 5 feet, 4 foot, whatever that is, I can't remember. I butted them up and welded them together, and it done what I needed it to do.
What are you doing to me? And we've got some
of course, once I got the Boyd built brake,
yeah,
that one there was out in the,
there's all kinds of different doors from 16, 17, and 18.
that one went to the field.
Yeah.
We'll have to get the other trailer ready to go if he does a demolition derby.
You see Jackie?
Here, get her.
Hey.
That's...
Are you eating Daddy's steering wheel?
Don't eat the steering wheel. Hey, don't eat the steering wheel.
Drive. Drive. Go, girl. Go. She's like, what is all this stuff? You want out?
You want out? Come on.
What the buddy? What is that with a buddy? What is that with a buddy?
It's freaking hot in here.
It feels good. Oh.
Get your pillow. Your pillow?
You like, I don't want that. This is putting set it sticks on. You got 3 of them on, probably got 2 of them on. Those things there. Because we don't have any shocks currently because Brad likes to break things. Maggie, what are you doing? You working on it?
God, it's hot.
But he's got all the nuts and bolts shaped back here. He's currently, clearly, on the right front, and then he's got the other 2 corners to do. He's already done the lift arm, hooked the chain up, and then hooked a little bar there to act as a shock, just so we can load it on the trailer tomorrow to get it out of the way. No, ma'am.
Knock it over on your head.
Baby, be careful, love. Come on. Come on. Get away from that jack stand before you bust your head open. Go find Daddy. Come on. Go find Daddy. As you can tell, we don't wear good clothes out here because we ruin them. So we just put on the worst. The stuff that we're about to grow out of. What did you just eat?
Say grease. Say grease.
Alright guys, so that's what all Brad and Chris got done tonight. They got the fenders on it, got all the body panels back on it. All it needs now is some tires, and then we're gonna roll it into the enclosed trailer just to get it out of our way. So Brad can work on the other guy's car on Friday. So that's gonna wrap us up tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed the video.
All that'll be up to his discretion if it's on video or not.
Okay. So if he wants it to be on video, it'll be on video. If not, it won't be. So we may or may not have a video on that. But if you guys liked the video earlier with Brad telling you what everything was outside, the noses, the cars, all the stuff, let us know.
Yes.
And we'll do a more in-depth video and show you guys everything. You're faking.
She's just doing it because you're talking.
That's exactly what she's doing, little turd. But anyway, that's going to wrap us up tonight. Thanks to all of our sponsors, KT Heating and Air, Superior Bearing and Supply, Bond Motorsports. Huge thanks to Vinson Race Engines. Brad's pointing to him like I'm going to forget him. He acts like I don't do this all the time. But anyway, it's going to wrap us up for tonight. We appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.